Showtime.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another great episode, our third episode of Area 11. I am Kyle, and to my left is.
MATT.
And I go to the right because I'm in mirror mode on
Oh
my
yeah,
Zoom right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. We're glad you're here. As you can see, we have great backgrounds right now. Our logo that we so carefully crafted. Let us know what you guys think of that logo because it's pretty sick in our opinion. It's
Yeah,
kind
for
of
the
looks like a
culture.
spaceship almost. I kind of have to move on a little bit, but you see here we echo the culture. It's true, we do in so many ways. We have a great episode for you guys today. We're gonna go into we're gonna be talking about the end of the NBA Finals and what it means for legacies, particularly on the Lakers, as they were the winning team. We're gonna be talking about our way too early predictions for next season, so that's gonna be pretty exciting. We're also gonna be talking about some retro NBA jerseys. We're gonna be debating some of them. Can't wait to get to those. I feel like this is going to be one of the most fun segments that we've done so far on the show. We're going to do another March Madness style bracket, but this time for the Philadelphia legend, Lil Uzi Vert, who we've been on for years now. And then we're also going to be doing an album review, but this time it's going to be for an old album by Kyle, not me, the other cooler Kyle, who
Dang.
dropped an album called Light of Mine in 2018, which quickly became one of our favorite albums of the last couple of years. So, Matt, you ready to go? All
Yes, sir. Let's do this.
right, let's do this. So, NBA Finals are done.
Man.
No more live basketball. I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah, it's crazy from the I remember the first time hearing that, well, from our perspective at least, the NBA getting shut down. I remember I was in the living room, and I think one game had just ended. I can't forget what specific game it was, but I know that I believe the Pelicans were playing the Kings, and they were doing
Sounds
shooting
familiar.
rounds, warm ups, um, and yeah, that game got canceled immediately. So, just from that point to obviously the finals, it's been a journey, most definitely. It seems like it flew by. Um, I honestly didn't think it was gonna work out. But they showed us that it did, and now we have a winner with the Los Angeles Lakers. Congrats to LeBron James,
Yes,
his,
sir.
his fourth ring. Um, Anthony Davis, my man Caruso, Kyle's, what I'm saying? Shout out to the Caruso.
Love Alex Caruso. Guy's a dog. Love him.
Um,
Huge Caruso fans over here. Shout out Alex Caruso.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, KCP. And the rest of the Lakers, man. Kyle Kuzma. I'm not gonna name all of them. That's doing too much. Rajon Rondo. He know who they are. But congrats to the Lakers. They did it. I remember when the bubble first started, and Kyle was reading some articles, and people were kind of giving their opinions on that. They were kind of saying that whoever wins this year's finals, it doesn't really count. And I remember me and Kyle both agreed that if anything, this is the most hardest final to win, because these players weren't physically playing games for how long? What,
Or,
three?
I mean, really, ever since the middle of March, and they started playing games again in July. So basically 4 months ish.
That's
Yeah.
something that they're not used to. That's something that we're not used to watching it. Um, so for them to come back and do what they do, which is play basketball, but on top of that, play in an environment in which they're not used to, we look at that as it being a challenge. And when it did came time to play off, nobody really had true home court advantage. Um, so everything was weird. Um, it was different. It was new. So that's why, as we see the Lakers are the champions, my hat goes off because I feel like they earned it. They worked their butts off, and now they're here. So
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. I mean, first, I mean, you just got to give credit to the the leadership of the league,
mm,
particularly Adam Silver for really crafting a really masterful plan to have this bubble when a lot of people didn't think it would work.
yeah,
And they really exemplify what it meant to be leaders in all of sports when it comes to handling coronavirus, which has affected millions of people across the world. So you just got to give your hats off. And as for the Lakers, um, they definitely did earn this title. Winning every series in the conference or in the Western Conference playoffs in 5 games in a very very tough conference. I mean, these were not teams that were pushovers.
right.
The Trailblazers with Damian Lillard, the Rockets with Harden Westbrook, the Nuggets with a very emerging team led by Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, Jeremy Grant, all those guys. Um, and then the Heat in 6 games. And even though the Heat were injured, they they still deserve to be there. I mean, they clearly
True.
showed they were the best team in the East, and they were just so incredibly well coached. They had guys that were emerging at the right time. Guys like Tyler Harrow were playing very, very good basketball. Jimmy Butler played out of his mind, especially in the finals. He was just legendary. He had a
Hmm.
40-point triple double. I think it was in the
Yeah.
game three. Put his team on his back, willed his team to at least one game. Willed them, eventually to 2 games against a LeBron-led team, who's arguably the greatest player of all time. Um, the the Heat just really came out and they played. I remember hearing a lot of pundits saying that the Lakers were easily going to win this series. It was going to be a 4-game sweep, maybe a gentleman sweep in 5 games. I never really thought that way. I mean, I've always been high on the Lakers, and I thought they would get to the finals, and I think Matt did too. But the reality was that the Heat, they they're just a team that didn't quit, and they had guys that were dogs, and they were going to give their 110%, 115% every night, and that's why they were
Hmm.
going to make it challenging. But the Lakers just were too much in the end. They just had too much size, and the Heat just ran into two of the greatest players of this generation. So I think for the Lakers, it's a phenomenal win, especially in a year with coronavirus and with Kobe Bryant, tragically passing away along with his daughter Gigi. The Lakers, I mean, it was just a fairy tale ending to a year that was really anything but. So shout out to Laker Nation, Mamba Mentality, LeBron,
Lake
and,
show.
and all those guys out there. Yeah, Lake Show it was great. So the the thing that I think we should be thinking about now is legacy. With the series over, um, and with the Lakers clearly showing they were the best team all season. Um, in your opinion, how does this affect the legacies of guys like LeBron and AD who are going to be future Hall of Famers?
I think they have something to look forward to. Um, this team that they had this year was very special. Um, and I think I told you this was when the season just kicked off. And it was something about this team that just felt different. I felt like their chemistry off the court was on 10. And obviously that goes a long way um with playing on the court together. Because obviously, if you have a team full of talented guys like LeBron and AD, you're gonna play good basketball. But I think what kind of adds to that fuel is chemistry off the court. And obviously not just talking about AD and LeBron, but Rondo and Kuzma and Danny Green and Caruso, like they all felt like they were brothers and that they've been doing this for years. Um, and I think I was watching an interview with LeBron, I believe, and he was talking about um, the death of Kobe Bryant and how if they weren't closer already before that happened, that made them 10 times closer. And then obviously when they found the news about the league getting shut down and then restarting it with the bubble, that just gave them more time to spend together. So I think just different components. of on and off the court chemistry and dynamic is only going to improve the legacy for LeBron and AD, but also other players on that team to continue to um, be back in the championship and compete for the chip. So yeah,
That's a good way to put it. I mean, there were a lot of guys in that team that did not have previous championship experience. I mean,
right.
you did have guys like LeBron who had previously won 3 championships, Rajon Rondo winning one in Boston.
Mm.
I can't think of anyone else. There might have been maybe one or two other guys that had previously won championships, but
Danny Green, I think.
yeah, Danny Green.
Yep.
But I mean, Dwight Howard hadn't won a championship.
Nope.
Neither had Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Nope.
Alex Caruso, no.
Nope.
Um,
Kuzma.
Kuzma, no, and I don't believe Markieff Morris either.
Nah.
So all these guys, I mean, now they have championships on their resumes, and that's huge. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's huge for any player. I think for LeBron, I mean, we constantly, endlessly talk about the GOAT debate, and
True.
I'm not sure if there's ever going to be one true answer. I think people in our generation will most likely tell you that LeBron's the GOAT now just because they watched him growing up. And then
Yeah.
older fans will say that Jordan's the GOAT. And then older fans in that will probably say guys like, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, other legends of the game who have given so much of their lives to basketball.
All right.
Uh, I think if anything, it made the GOAT debate more interesting. In my personal opinion, I think this pushed LeBron pretty much in a dead heat with Jordan, if not still a little tiny bit behind. Just because I think LeBron, in terms of his longevity and just the sheer totality of his career, it's it's almost becoming second to none. I mean, really, the guy before LeBron that had this unbelievably long career, unbelievably long productive career was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because he
True.
played 20 years. NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron is quickly eclipsing on that record as well as other records too.
Yeah.
So I think in LeBron's case, it's just another um, checking point in his legacy that's not going to be deniable at all. I mean, he's going to be one of those top, top two, top three guys when it's all said and done. And hey, if he wins another championship, he could pass Jordan in a lot of people's minds. I mean, Magic Johnson even said that by the time if LeBron wins his fifth championship, it might make his case undeniable.
Mm.
So we'll see about that. And I think for Anthony Davis personally, this was a guy that entered the league, number one draft pick, highly talented, great defensive player, had to evolve into a great offensive player too. Was consistently recognized as one of the 3-4 best big men the game had to offer, but he was on a losing franchise. And,
True.
franchise didn't have a whole lot of history behind it. And he just couldn't win games. He never really had the supporting cast in New Orleans to win anything of value. And
Yeah.
now he goes to the Lakers and he's got a championship on his resume now. A player of his magnitude with a championship, I think this. And even though he's young still, I mean, he's like 27, I think, maybe 28. This is a guy
Mm.
that's undeniably, I think, going to get into the Hall of Fame one day.
I
Um,
agree.
and he's not even done yet. I mean, he could win another championship or two, knock on wood, if he stays in LA. And yeah,
Mm.
he hasn't even reached 30 yet. I mean, technically, he's not even in his prime yet, which is kind of scary to
Yeah.
conceptualize. So I think for Davis's point, this is huge. This solidifies, in my opinion, his Hall of Fame candidacy when it's all said and done, assuming he plays another couple seasons. And for LeBron, it just throws another monkey wrench into the GOAT debate. So I think it's great for the game of basketball that we're starting to have these debates.
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree
So
totally.
yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen down the line.
Mm.
So with this season now said and done, on October of what it's been a crazy year of 2020,
Man.
we're gonna go into our way too early NBA predictions based on what we know so far. We obviously know there's going to be maybe some player movement here and there that hasn't happened yet. But as things stand right now, Matt, if you had to pick a finals prediction for next season, what do you think it is?
Man.
It's tough.
It
It's tough.
is. I mean, the way things are looking now, The only team that's dominant in the West is I have the Lakers again. I think now that they have the feeling of winning the championship and have um that weight of the world on their back, um
Huge.
I feel like they're gonna be 10 times stronger. Now, obviously, they're gonna lose some games. It's no big deal, but I think now that the world is watching them, they're going to try 10 times harder to be in that spot again. Um, if it's not the Lakers, the team I was thinking of was the Warriors. Um, I just feel like they need one more piece to be in competition with the Lakers.
Hmm.
One more piece plus staying healthy. Because obviously right now the two main guys are Clay and Steph, right? So if one of them goes out, come playoff time or finals time, or not, well, obviously not finals, but come playoff time, then that's game.
Yeah.
And the Lakers gonna just dominate again. So that's how I kind of see things going on for the West. The East, man, the Heat, honestly, they're a
They
young
can do it again.
team. Um, I felt like in this time they learned a lot about themselves. And the only part where I kind of question with that team is what do you do at the point guard spot? Do you keep Dragic, or do you get another point guard to solidify that spot and potentially, because my thing is we haven't seen Dragic play in the finals. So we don't know how he could have helped that team to another, you know what I'm saying, like to another level.
Yeah.
And I know some people have been saying that, oh well, if he was in, they would have won one more game, or we don't know.
It's true.
But if not the Heat, the Nets could make some noise as well.
They could.
Having Kyrie come back plus KD, um, along with the rest of their starters, they made it in the playoffs without him. And obviously they didn't make it far, but making it is making it, right? So now you add in a healthy Kyrie and a Durant. That's if they're healthy when playoffs start. Um, but honestly, I think that'll be a nice Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
The Heat and the Nets.
I
So
agree.
yeah, that's how I have it as of now for the victors of the West and the East. So
Okay.
how about you?
That's fair. So I've been thinking about this, and I think, and obviously, I mean, this is why we call it way too early, because it's way, way, way too
Wait,
early to
yeah,
start thinking about this. But if I had to choose a matchup right now, it's probably Lakers Celtics.
okay,
I think
okay,
the Lakers might repeat. I think the
yeah,
Clippers could make noise. Having Ty Lue as their coach, I think is going to help. Um, and I think the Clippers are going to be motivated. I mean, this was a team that had championship aspirations put on them
mm,
after they got Kawhi and Paul George. They're going to come in next season really hungry.
yeah,
I think maybe this season there was some speculation that they kind of let it off a little bit easy. They kind of maybe didn't work as hard as other teams because they knew that they were a championship caliber team. So maybe they didn't
mm,
have to do that. I'm not going to assume anything. That's just what I was
yeah,
hearing from various sports pundits. Um, but they can make noise. Obviously, Denver gained another year of experience, and they're going to be dangerous.
yeah.
But I think as long as LeBron and Anthony Davis are on the same roster, I don't think there's a duo that is as talented in the West
Agree.
or in basketball.
Mm,
The Nets come close, but in basketball, as Anthony Davis and
LeBron.
LeBron James, or Goat James, as Shannon Sharp so affectionately calls him.
I agree.
Uh, and so that's who I have out of the West. And also, it'd be interesting if the Lakers got Chris Paul too. Have you been hearing about that? How they could get Chris Paul?
A little here and there. That would be
Which would be
super
crazy.
interesting.
That'd be crazy. Like that
Yeah.
would instantly be the best trio in all basketball.
And just having another vet experience on that team. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
In the East, it's challenging. I was thinking Miami for a little bit here and there, just because of the makeup of that team is just ridiculous. The Brooklyn is very, 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 very intriguing. Obviously, getting to your point, Kevin Durant and Kyrie back, two of
Yeah.
the best players that basketball has to offer. I'm not gonna. And so here's the thing: Kevin Durant is my second favorite player of all time, behind LeBron James. So I wish that he comes back to fully recover. And
Yeah.
I think, and part of me says he will, but an Achilles injury is tough.
That's true.
He tore his Achilles. I'm pretty sure it was tearing his Achilles. And that's tough for any player to come back from. I'm not going to fully believe in Brooklyn unless I know that Kevin Durant's going to come back pretty much the same as he once was. If he does, there's no hope for any other team in the East. I'm just saying it right now. Because the combination of Kyrie and Kevin Durant is going to be almost unbeatable. And if that's the case, then they will be facing the Lakers in the NBA Finals in 2021.
They have a good supporting cast as well.
Yeah. They got Karis
LeVert, my man,
former Michigan Wolverine. So Matt's got to like him, right? Go Blue. But I'm picking Boston in the meantime, just because I think Jason Tatum is going to take the leap. I love Jaylen Brown. I think Kemba Walker's a great leader. And Brad Stevens is a great coach, and they came within 2 wins of a finals berth this season. So I think they'll finally take the leap, and I think a Lakers Celtics matchup would be historic. It'd be great for the game. But that's who I have right now. If Kevin Durant, not necessarily prove me wrong, because I hope he comes back healthy, just because I love Kevin Durant so much. If he comes back healthy, Brooklyn's going to the finals, because Kevin Durant is, I think, outside of LeBron James, the most impactful player of his generation. So I think he will the Nets to the finals if he's fully healthy. But if he's not, then I think Boston's got it. That's just my opinion. I think Boston's going to come back super motivated.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go for it. I love questions.
If somewhere down the line, playoff wise, you have a healthy KD and a healthy Kyrie, and the Brooklyn Nets face the Boston Celtics, who do you think is going to win that matchup?
That's if Kevin Durant's healthy?
Yes.
Oh, well, I would choose Brooklyn. I'd probably choose Brooklyn in 6 games.
What if he's out and they just have Kyrie?
Boston. Kyrie's as talented of a player as Kyrie Irving is, I don't think I just don't think he leads a team in the finals. I just don't think he does. I mean, he already tried in Boston and that didn't work.
True.
So me picking Boston is not in any way hating on Brooklyn. I just want to be clear about that. I hope Brooklyn's good. If at least one team from New York is good, that's good for the game. But I think that I'm just picking Boston. I mean, one, because I like Boston. I like their team a lot, and two, I recognize that it's a little bit safe. I'm putting room in there because I just don't know if Kevin Durant's going to come back fully like he was, or at least 90% of what he once was. But if he does come back as that 28, 29 point per game score that we're used to, where he can score that on 12 shots and also have 10 boards and 5 assists while playing effective defense, then I don't think there's any way that Brooklyn doesn't come out of the East. So I'm picking Boston right now, but if he comes back fully healthy and without limitation, then Brooklyn's got it on lock. And I think for the finals, LeBron versus Kevin Durant, part 3, just on different teams. for both of them. That's crazy.
That'd
I'd
be
probably have the
nuts.
Lakers in 6 or 7 though. Still, personally,
Still, I feel like they're still too dominant.
yeah.
But
So
I think in the East, like yeah, so having the Nets, I think top three, no order: Nets, Brooklyn, Heat.
Nets who Heat?
Nets, Brook. I mean, Nelt,
It's all good.
Heat, Celtics, Nets. No
that's
order.
that's a good top three. I feel like that's a good top three. I
Yeah,
feel like that's how it'll be.
yeah,
Well, oh wait, well Milwaukee though.
bro. Nah, we say this every year. They need help.
I think
They need help.
I think if they don't get anyone, I can't believe we forgot about talking about Milwaukee. If they don't get any help, I don't think Milwaukee gets anywhere. If they don't get an
Yeah,
effective
nah.
point guard to help Giannis, then I don't think there's any way. I think
Because
Boston.
who they have now? Bledsoe, Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, Bledsoe. They got Chris Middleton. They got Brooke Lopez. I mean, it's a good supporting cast, but it's not a supporting cast that's going to get Giannis to the finals.
You know what I was thinking about a potential on where Bledsoe can go as a point guard.
Where?
The Heat. Because I was thinking of point guards that they can use. You got to think with Jimmy Butler being on that team, they can't get somebody super high profile. Because at the end of the day, that is Jimmy Butler's team. Because I would have really said, okay, well, how about you have Kyrie go over there? But I don't know how Kyrie and Jimmy would mesh
That would be a
exactly.
good culture fit for
It wouldn't.
Kyrie.
It wouldn't.
I don't
So
think it would.
I think again, going from Dragic to Bledsoe, it's not a huge upgrade, but I think the man can score, he can pass, he can do something for you, I feel like, and then still have who's their backup?
Well,
Can,
that's what I was going to say. If you're Miami, do you upgrade at point guard or do you have faith in Kendrick Nunn? Because I personally like Kendrick Nunn. He balled out in the finals. He showed he could be a really aggressively good
yeah.
player.
I
So would you have him come off your bench?
for the meantime, yeah.
Because him and Tyler Hero would be a really good combo off the bench.
I agree. That's why I
They would
think
be
for
able to attack
now,
the hood.
for now at least, bring him off the bench. And again, I'm just talking. This obviously we don't know if this is going to happen or not, but you bring in Eric Bledsoe. Um, I think that'll be somewhat of a help because I guess who else is out there that's like I said that's not high profile, that's a point guard that you can see on Miami in your opinion?
Oh God. Well, I mean, you have a guy like Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul would be an excellent culture fit in Miami.
Mm,
The problem is that it's not necessarily his age because he's still showing that he can be a great point guard at
right.
this stage of his career. It's his contract. It's tough
True.
because he's owed, I think like 85, 86 million across 2 years. And if you're Miami, what's your actual biggest problem? You don't have size.
Yeah.
And who's going to be a free agent after 2021?
Butler.
No. On
Oh,
the
oh,
Bucks.
oh, my man Giannis.
I've been hearing that the Heat could be gearing to get Giannis. So if I'm Miami, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, we might need to upgrade maybe a little bit at guard, especially because now we might not be able to trust Goran Dragic's health. But why take on Chris Paul's albatross of a contract when you could be preparing to offer Giannis a huge contract potentially?
Yeah. Do you think that they would mesh good,
That they would do
Butler and
what?
Giannis?
What?
That they would mesh good.
I think they would. I think you get Giannis and Bam and Butler on the same team. That's already a trio of dogs. And then you surround them with shooters like Nunn, Hero, Robinson, Jay Crowder. That could be a championship team. I think that's a team that could beat
Yeah.
even the Lakers.
I feel like the only thing that I worry about them getting like a superstar in Giannis is that somebody's gonna be gone.
It could be,
Whether
could be.
that's Robinson or um Kendrick Nunn or Crowder. And obviously, I mean, we don't know who's gonna go. But I feel like 'cause all those players, if you look at just within this bubble, even if you want to look at before the bubble, I feel like they all played a part on this Heat team
They did.
this year.
They did.
So it's like taking like one of those guys away. How is that going to affect the team? I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah, if you're bringing in Giannis, but felt like everybody played a part. You know what I'm saying? Like they brought something different to the team, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting for sure.
I kind of feel like if I mean, and this is assuming, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but
Mm,
if they were to get Giannis, I think you have to keep a guy like Jay Crowder because Giannis has become very good at kicking it out when he drives.
yeah,
So you get a guy like Jay Crowder who plays great defense, is a great shooter. He would be the perfect complement in a lot of ways to Giannis. Obviously, Duncan Robinson would feast with Giannis as his teammate. So I'm not sure who the odd man out would be. I'd have to look at all the contract situations for a team like Miami, who has so much promise going forward. But if you're Miami, you take advantage now because
yeah,
Butler's not getting any younger. Bam's going to be in line to get a huge contract extension, and the way that Hero played and Robinson, they're going to be getting paydays too. Maybe
yeah,
none as well. So they're going to have to win maybe in the next 3 years, and if they don't, then I think they're done.
yeah.
Which is sad because that's just how cutthroat the league has become. But it's
True.
I mean it's good for the fans though because it provides some competition. But
Yeah,
all right. So that concludes our NBA game,
man.
our situational NBA segment. We're going to transition into another NBA segment now. We're going to be talking about NBA retro jerseys, most of them jerseys from the 1990s. Matt and I are very excited to talk about this because we both love a good retro jersey, and we hope you guys do
Mm,
too. So
mm, mm.
we've prepared a really nice presentation for you guys that I'm going to share my screen for right now. Let's see here. Share my screen. Share my screen.
Bada boom, bada bing.
All right. Cool. Oh, wait. I do not want to share. I want to present. There we go.
There we go.
Welcome to Area 11. Again, we echo the culture. All right. So before we begin, we have 10 jerseys, 5 matchups, 2 jerseys apiece, and Matt and I are going to debate which one is better. And we want you guys to follow along. And if you're listening to
all
the
the
audio version, then come to the YouTube version because you get a visual.
all these
Okay.
jerseys are disclaimer. Um,
Yeah, we do not own any of these jerseys. That's a
we
good point.
don't. Yeah, and two, obviously, you might be. Oh well, you guys missed out on this, and there's this and this. Look, we thought that these looked the most pleasing to the eye. So please forgive us.
Yeah,
But
just send suggestions.
you know what I'm saying? I hope you guys enjoy this presentation, and hopefully we get an A. All right, let's
Let's
roll
do
with it,
it.
Kyle.
All right. So first matchup, we got the purple dinosaur Raptors jerseys versus the Rockets jerseys that are blue with stripes. I think Hakeem Olajuwon used to wear these. Maybe Clyde Drexler
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Matt, what you pick? Just first glance.
I gotta give it up for the six. You know what I'm saying? The young Toronto Raptors. Bro, this is just a classic jersey. I think what really makes it is one, the font and the dinosaur in the middle. It's just
Yeah.
such a iconic look. Um, and I feel like now if we were to get this jersey nowadays, people would be like, it's too much going on. In reality, it's not. All the big thing that we see on the jersey is the dinosaur. But again, I think that gives it the look that it deserves. And then you add that with, like I said, the font, the color scheme, and obviously the name on the back. Just Everything
T-Mac.
flows. It's a work of art, man. It's a work of art.
Yeah, I would agree. The Raptors jerseys are just unfairly cool. These actually might be the best jerseys, or this might be the best jersey of all the 10 jerseys that we're about to show you guys. I am in love with the purple Raptors jerseys with the dinosaur. I mean, what's cooler than a Velociraptor dribbling a basketball?
And it doesn't look corny too. Let me say that too. It doesn't look corny.
It doesn't. Now, I got to give love to Houston though. These are great jerseys.
Yeah.
I love the rocket ship in the middle. That's kind of orbiting around the basketball. And that's that iconic look too. But I just don't think I just don't think any jersey, even in this presentation, um, gets the nod over the Raptors. I just kind of want to say that off the bat. But,
Fire.
all right, so Raptors unanimously. Next slide. We got the retro Jazz taking on the retro Orlando Shaq Daddy Magic. What's your pick?
This one's a little tougher, but I'm gonna give it to the Utah Jazz. Again, I feel like both of these jerseys. Well, no, the Magic jerseys are super simplistic. We got the pinstripes going through with the Orlando across the chest, the star substituting the A. But I don't know. This colorway for the Jazz is something that's, I don't know, it just looks good together.
Does.
You add that with the mountain.
Mountain's so cool.
Bro,
So cool.
I don't know, just seeing this purple with this, what color is this? Turquoise?
Yeah, it's kind of like a light turquoise-ish.
It's I don't know, it's fire, bro. Again, and going with the font as well. It just, I don't know, it flows, it looks good.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah, it's clean. So I think I would have to choose Jazz over the Magic.
I think this is the only time in history that Matt and I have consecutively agreed on something.
You see it here, folks.
I gotta give it to Utah. I mean, look, the Magic, and I agree with your first point. It definitely is a tougher competition than the last one.
Yeah.
I think that the Orlando Magic jerseys, the black alternates that they had, were so cool. And I want to say their white home jerseys had like a star on their jersey that was kind of cool. It looked kind of whimsical, just like these. And I mean, no disrespect to those jerseys. I got to give it to the Jazz. I mean, the mountain does it for me. The mountain range is so cool. It makes you just feel just fresh. Like I don't know what it is about it. And I completely agree. The font is outstanding. It makes you look like you're in rapid motion.
Skiing down a snowy hill or snowboarding, whatever you want.
It's a great visual, Matt. It's a great visual. I really appreciate that, actually. All right. Unanimously, Jazz, 2-0. All right. 2 slides down, 3 to go. Next up, we got the Suns taking on the Nuggets. Which one you got here?
I feel like it's in the same boat as the last two. So I feel like it's not a lot going on, but the detail is so specific in both of these that it makes it super similar and hard to judge.
Yeah.
I gotta give it with the Suns, bro. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have this same, like the Suns with this kind of sun around the basketball flying to the other side of the jersey. Bro, this concept looks good. I know it's a white version, it's a black version. I think is there another color too? Or am I tripping?
I'm just aware of the black and the white one. There could be a different one though that I'm not thinking of off.
Well, let's stick to the white and black because I know those exist for real. But bro, I don't know. Again, just the colorway and seeing the design that we see on the front goes super good with the white and the black jerseys.
Yeah.
And until I just feel like for this time it fits this time with its era. You know what I'm saying?
90s. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it
It
just
it
gives it
it,
that.
it definitely does have a 90s look about it.
And I think that's what makes it so appealing. Not only, I mean, I feel like fans back then loved that jersey back then, but even now, I feel like we can still appreciate the way this looks because it has that authentic '90s look to it. And no disrespect to the Nuggets, I think that's still a cool, dope concept. Um, but I'm just a bigger fan of the Suns, to be honest. So,
Okay. Yeah, this is a closer one for me too. I actually got to give it to Denver on this one. Um, I was inclined to say Phoenix, um, but I think Denver has the edge just because I just there's just something about the font and just the multiple colors that just makes it look visually appealing. Not that the Suns isn't. I mean, I'm in love with the Sun on right in the background of the basketball.
mm,
Um, and that's a really fresh jersey. I really appreciate a nice clean white jersey, but the Nuggets just have it going on right here. I mean, they got the yellow underpin, the yellow armholes. They
yeah,
got the really cool, like kind of swaggy looking font with the Nuggets and the mountain range with the buildings. I feel like it exemplifies Denver as a city kind of. It's just a cool kind of vibey city. And I got to give it to Denver here. So
yeah,
Matt votes Suns, I vote Nuggets. And let's go on to the next ones. We got two more.
sir.
All right. Well, I think Matt should abstain from this vote because he's a Pistons fan. But the retro Pistons versus the retro Supersonics, which are not a team anymore, which I'm kind of sad about. But Matt, what'd you pick?
You already know Detroit
I knew it.
basketball. Look,
I knew it.
I really miss the classic um stallion horse, whatever you want to call it, piston. Um, it just for me being from Detroit and just seeing this around, it just brings back a nostalgia for me personally. And obviously, if you guys watch basketball, their jerseys don't look anything like this anymore. So just to see this with this colorway, the font, bro, and I don't know, it's something about this turquoise that
It goes hard for sure.
it's fire. And
It's
then
tough.
again, like the edges with the red and yellow, eh, bro, I just think it just is, like I said before, it's pleasing to the eye. I like it. And oh Matt, you're biased. You're not even giving consideration to the super slot look.
That voice is going to become iconic of yours at some point.
Facts. But bro, I just again shout out to Grant Hill, shout out to the Detroit Pistons.
Mm,
I just
great.
love, bro. And again, like I was talking about detail. I'm not into cars. I don't know the specifics of cars, but I know a piston is in a car. Detroit is the Motor City. You look closely, you see how the S kind of extends to the left and the S at the end extends to the left, and at the end, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? We have like the engine with
it's
the
cool
fire
for
coming
sure.
out. It's just the little details that come on, bro. I Pistons, you know what I'm saying? Got to.
Yeah, shout out those Pistons jerseys. Though I love the Stallion. Um, it's a really cool feature. I got to give it to Seattle though, and not and I'm not picking the Sonics just to disagree with you. I actually do like the Sonics jerseys more than the Pistons jerseys. I mean, the orange and the green, it shouldn't go well together, but it does, and just how the basketball loops around the word Sonics just gets me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's Sean Kemp talking to me, but Sean Kemp has one of my favorite dunks of all time. And it might be influencing my decision a little bit, but I just think that the Sonics jerseys, they're iconic. I mean, they played in the I mean, they played against the Bulls in the finals in these jerseys.
Mm.
Lost in 6 games, but still got there. They were a great team. Gary Payton. And there's just something about them that's just really I mean, they were a great team in the mid 90s. And I love the color scheme. I love the font. It's whimsical. It works. And hopefully the NBA gets Seattle another team. I think that'd be good for the game. They were really successful up there. So,
Definitely a retro classic jersey for sure.
fun fact: Kevin Durant was actually drafted by the Supersonics, which eventually became the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You remember that game when he was with the Warriors and he wore a Supersonics jersey
I
during
think
intros?
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that was
Was
fire.
that in? Was that like only 2 seasons ago or something like that?
I
I
think
think.
it was the his last year with the Warriors, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
so
was.
crazy.
I mean, he actually did play for the Supersonics
Mhm.
for 1 year. That was his rookie year before they went to Oklahoma City. It was great.
Nuts.
Yeah. So all right. So Matt goes Pistons. I think he's biased, but it doesn't matter. And then I got the Supersonics. Last, I'm just kidding. Last matchup, we got the retro Grizzlies, who were in Vancouver
Damn.
at one point, versus the retro Lakers jerseys. These were jerseys that Jerry West even used to wear back in the '60s, but or no, these might have been in the '70s, either the '60s or the '70s. Matt, what you pick?
This is a tough one.
It's not for me.
I feel like I know who you're gonna say.
This one is definitely the easiest, I think, for me. No disrespect to the other jersey, but no,
Matter
go.
of fact, when me and Kyle was planning this and finding these jerseys, I think I was the one who brought up let's add the Vancouver Grizzlies, so I gotta go through Van. It's just something about like to me, the Vancouver Grizzlies just looks like something out of a comic book with its font.
Yeah. Oh my, yeah, I haven't thought about that before. It kind of does almost.
Yeah, like it looks like something like out of a comic book, and I think I really like these designs on the edge. I think that kind of gives it its own little twist and style uniqueness to the jerseys. And again,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just a sucker for the color turquoise. But I just love the color one. Might low key be my new favorite color. But that's whatever. Anyways, yeah, I just like how everything flows, the way it looks. It gives it, like I said, that retro slash comic book look.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so that's what I'm choosing.
I gotta go Lakers.
I knew it.
Look, listen, not to hate on Vancouver. It's a, it's a, it's a pretty good jersey. Um, but those Lakers jerseys are so clean.
It's smooth.
It's,
It's
it
smooth.
is a very stark contrast to what those jerseys look like now.
Yeah.
But looking at these jerseys, it just kind of transport you. It kind of transports you back to. I mean, obviously, I didn't live during the '60s and '70s, but it's such a simple look. It kind of almost takes you back to that simpler time. I
Yeah.
could be tweaking a little bit by saying that. I don't know, but I mean, just the freshness of it. It looks clean.
Mm.
The blue works. The white letters just go hard, and um, I just love it. These could be my second or third favorite jerseys in the entire presentation.
Dang.
I just I love them. It just seems like it's a jersey that you can wear with a nice pair of shoes on a date or just having fun with your friends. Like it
Yeah.
just seems like, well, not actually not a date. Let me take that back.
I
Uh
would.
I don't know if I wear a basketball jersey on a date.
I mean, it depends. It depends on how long you've been with the girl.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. They just anyway, it just looks cool and really fresh and I don't know. It just looks really
I will say this though. I feel like the Curse of Los Angeles to me feels like this was something made in Los Angeles.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It feels Los Angeles.
Yeah. It
Um,
feels like you just kind of are walking around with the jersey with palm trees looking down at
yeah,
you.
yeah.
It also helps that Jerry West wore these jerseys, and Jerry West is one of my favorite players ever, just because he's the logo and he meant so much to the game. So, um,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I noticed like I do think these jerseys are clean. It's minimalistic. It's smooth and it's
that's a really good term for it, for sure.
yeah, and it's
Minimalistic.
definitely LA. So
All right, there you have it. Our jersey debate is over. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll go from there. But
what's your favorite jersey?
way to market that segment, Matt. All right, so our second to last segment, we're going to be talking about an artist that we both love, Lil Uzi Vert. Shout out Lil Uzi.
Uzi.
Dropped an album, or dropped two albums earlier this year when COVID was kind of new.
Two.
Yeah, he it was Eternal Atake and then the deluxe version of that one other album, right? Was it?
I thought it was the deluxe of Eternal Atake.
Oh, oh yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just had different cover
yeah,
art.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, so we're gonna go into that now. Matt, did you want to share your screen first to share your bracket first
Yeah, I
for
got you.
Lil Uzi songs?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
And hold on. Also, if you're listening to the audio version, make sure to listen or look at the YouTube version for more of a visual.
You got it. You got it. All right, guys. So we're back with another bracket. As Kyle said, we're focusing on Lil Uzi Vert.
Philadelphia legend.
Yes, sir. Mr. All My Friends Are Dead.
Oh my god.
But
We didn't even include that song in this bracket because it was played so much.
that is true. That is true. Like I said on this podcast, we try to be different, we try to be unique. So I didn't see my favorite Uzi song on look.
There goes that voice again.
Again, we told you to leave comments. So if you want to see your favorite Uzi or favorite whoever, let us know. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna break this down to you. In this region, erase your social and prices. As you guys can see, I had erase your social. The next one, Team Rocket and Baby Pluto. Baby Pluto was the hardest song, in my opinion, off Eternal Atake. So I had that coming out. Money Longer and High Roller. You know, I'm a high roller. I had to give it to High Roller. Safe House or Unfazed. Unfazed. Shout out to The Weeknd, man.
I like the sound effects that you're making.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Shout Makes them real lively.
That XO. Moving on to this region. You was right, I was wrong. At 7 a.m., I had to choose you was right, and I was wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Homecoming 20 minutes. 20 minutes, man. Come on, you already know. P's and Q's, the way life goes. I know it hurts sometimes, but you'll get over it.
You'll get over it.
Come on, my man Kyle with the ad libs in the back. Oh my gosh. Name a bad duo. I'll wait.
You give me too much credit. I can't sing for crap.
It doesn't matter. Look, we're here doing a podcast. This is not a live session of how to sing. So
true.
7 million featuring Future. I said featuring Feature. You see
said
that?
Feature. It's Future. Matt with the typo.
Featuring Future.
Come on, my goodness.
And loaded. Come on, I had to go load it. Come on, man. All right, so going back to the top, Rachel Social and Baby Pluto. Oh my fire.
That song goes hard. It does.
High Roller and Unfazed. Unfazed. I had that coming out, man. Yeah, you was right out with 20 minutes. Come on, man. 20 minutes. The way life goes and loaded. And you guys see the championship, baby. What I did there, baby Pluto.
I did. That was clever.
In 20 minutes. I told Kyle, literally, I did this bracket earlier this week. We're shooting this on a Saturday
night, baby.
Right before the podcast started, I literally just chose my answer. No cap. I was stuck, bro.
This
played
was
the
Matt's
songs.
biggest challenge in his life for the past 48 hours. Screw homework. Screw all that. He was thinking of Lil Uzi Vert, the bracket.
I had to, bro.
For good old Area 11.
I needed a winner. You know what I'm saying? But bro, I listened to these songs multiple times. I didn't know, but 20 minutes, so it's just something like the beat, bro, is just vibey. I feel
It's
like
hard.
Baby Pluto goes harder, but 20 minutes is more like of a vibe song that does go hard as well. But I feel like you kind of get the best of both worlds with like just, you know what I'm saying, dancing and so yeah, my winner is 20 minutes, man. 20 minutes until I'm on. But now I gotta go because it's Kyle's time to shine. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta admit, I was not expecting that out of you. And just as a disclaimer, Matt and I don't know about our brackets up until
Nah.
we're live.
Yeah.
So that was a complete surprise to me. I would have thought that you would have had more songs off of Lil Uzi versus the World.
Yeah, I was, bro, because wasn't majority of, no, I wasn't majority, but me and Kyle, well, me and Kyle's, I think, favorite album is Lil Uzi versus the World from Lil Uzi. But
Mine is.
as I was doing this bracket, now I don't know if it's either between that Lil Uzi versus the World or why am I blanking out? What's the one with 20 minutes and Unfazed and
That
Love
was
is Rage 2. Love is
yeah,
Rage 2.
because that was released in 2017.
Bro, I just remember like, bro, that album, I was in college. That album drops.
It was hard. It was good.
And I remember this is the sick thing, right? I can't remember if 20 minutes was on the original project or the deluxe version. I could have sworn it was on the original. But I remember when everybody asked you, oh, what's your favorite song off the project? I was saying 20 minutes, right? People, oh, that song's all right. Bro, a year ago, why I see on Twitter and Instagram, everybody's playing 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 using the beat, 20 minutes slowed down, 20 minutes reverb, 20 minutes.
Because people want to hop on the new trend. Retro songs,
Really?
baby.
Where was that love back when it dropped? Oh no, I thought that was better.
My personal favorite song, just look at, actually, hold on. I'll just share my bracket now. And let me tell you, my bracket is a lot different than yours.
Oh shit.
Here, look at it. Just as a first glance.
Dang.
All right. So, my Lil Uzi bracket is a lot different than Matt's. Here we go. So, Eraser Social versus Prices. I personally like Prices more. That song goes hard.
Hey, I had a hard time on that one.
Shout out Eternal Take. Not his best album, but it was still good.
It was cool. It was cool.
I gotta go Team Rocket over Baby Pluto. So automatically one of Matt's champ songs is out.
Oh.
Team Rocket, like I said, Lil Uzi versus the World, that was dropped literally summer of 2016. Great album. Shout out summer 2016 for being the best time of our lives almost.
Mm-hmm.
That project was amazing. So I gotta go Team Rocket. High Roller over Money Longer. I think we agreed on this one, Matt. I love Money Longer. It was played a little bit too much. High Roller, I think, was a little bit slept on, so I got to go High Roller. Great song. Safe House over Unfazed. I love The Weeknd, and that song goes hard. But Safe House, I'm pretty sure it was off the project that was before Lil Uzi versus the World. I think he released that back in like 2015. I think same project as 7 a.m., who I had over You Is Right. I had Homecoming over 20 minutes.
Dang.
I love Homecoming. That was probably the best song for me off of Eternal Take, in my opinion.
Probably y'all probably watching this and saying, y'all probably thinking it. Wasn't Homecoming on the bracket last week?
Oh, because of Kanye? Yeah. This man corny as hell over here. All right. We got P's and Q's versus the Way Life Goes. We're not talking about the remix. We're talking about the original. I gotta go the Way Life Goes. That was a great song. And then I got 7 Million Loaded.
Golly.
So back to where we began. I gotta go Team Rocket over Prices, and then High Roller over Safe House,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then I got 7 a.m. over Homecoming,
Okay.
and then I got 7 million over The Way Life Goes. I think 7 million. I think the combination of Uzi and Future is just too much. And then I got the final four, but we're not talking about Duke. We're not talking about North Carolina.
Oh
We're not talking about
no.
Virginia. We're not talking about Michigan. We're talking about Uzi. Final four. High roller. I can't take myself seriously. I
That was
got
good.
high
That was
roller.
good.
Thank you. I got high roller over Team Rocket in a battle of Uzi versus the World Legend songs.
Okay.
I just love the vibe of high roller. And then I got 7 million over 7M. I think Future makes that song. He makes that song go around. And then in the championship round, it was hard. It was hard, but I had a high roller. And the reason why I came to that decision was because I was looking at it from the perspective of what song would I listen to more on a deserted island? Would I listen to High Roller or 7 Million? If I just had those two songs. And I think the beginning of High Roller
Oh,
with the
yeah, fire.
bro,
Oh
fire.
my.
It still sends chills down my spine to this day. Shout out Uzi. So I got High Roller. It was close though. 7 Million is a great song.
I'm not mad if I had to choose from your bracket, but within the championship round, I'll definitely take high roller.
Yeah.
So I'm
High
not
Roller is a
mad.
great song. I mean, he did spell high wrong, but it's okay. We'll
I
forgive him.
think it adds to the song.
Sure. Sure. You can say that. All right. So those are our Lil Uzi brackets. Let us know what you guys think. And yeah, shout out Uzi. Philly legend.
Lil Uzi.
By all accounts, pretty good guy. Fun loving guy. And also he was great in the greatest XXL cipher of all time.
That's
On YouTube.
debatable. That's
Got 140 million views.
debatable. It was fire
No.
though. It was fire
Well,
though.
let me clarify. The greatest individual cipher video that we've ever seen, maybe outside of the Travis Scott one back in 2013 with Absol and everyone.
I feel like I will.
Maybe that's what we should do for our next episode.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
We should do like ranking XXL classes.
yeah. I will say though, within that class with the Uzi, 2016?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody that was in that double XL freshman list are all still relevant to this day.
They are.
So I feel like if you look at
which
years,
is rare.
yeah, because if you look at years prior and after, you can probably count on your hand how many people are still relevant to this day. So
Definitely.
shout out to them.
Definitely.
But,
all right.
Yes, sir.
Our final segment. This is already our longest episode. This is great. We're rocking and rolling. Our final segment. We're gonna be doing an album review like we usually do, but this time it's gonna be a little bit different because normally we do album reviews for projects that just dropped. But we're gonna be reviewing an album that is very close to the hearts of both of us, called Light of Mine by Kyle, who's most famous for releasing that song I Spy with Lil Yachty back in, what was that, 2016, 2017? Got like a couple 100 million streams, which was a great song, but we feel that there's a whole lot more to Kyle as an artist than his most popular songs. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Mateo, and we're going to be discussing this Light of Mine, which dropped in May of 2018, I believe.
Yeah, dang, it's like a long. I mean, it wasn't a long time ago, but it's like it was.
So we were just about to be juniors in college.
Yeah, crazy. Dang,
it's crazy.
Dang.
Crazy.
All right. Kyle, Light of Mine, super duper Kyle. You guys should know. Like Hal said, if you don't know his name, I'm pretty sure you guys heard about the song I Spy. Light of Mine, man. I think personally it's Kyle's best project.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm kidding. I'll put a stop to that right now.
But I thought every song, I think I saved every song from the album, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, because I felt like every song kind of had a different vibe to it and a different feeling that anybody can relate to.
That's a good way to put it.
Um, yeah, and I feel like obviously this album, now that we're in 2020, this album came out in 2018. I'm not saying that this album is one to go back and play from one to whatever, but each song I think gives off this feeling or this vibe that if you're in that feeling, you can go back and bump it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think like this album was so diverse because majority of albums you can't really do that. I feel like yeah, well, on certain albums we have our favorites and ones that we can turn up to, but when ones that I guess play with your emotions or deal with your emotions and the time that you're feeling that you can go back and play to, this album Light of Mine does just that. And I know that the first time that I heard this album, the first song or the intro song of this is called Ups and Downs. And I remember he saying a line that he was like, um, come man, you gotta keep going. You blessed, you don't even know it. Basically stuff that you're overthinking or if you have anxiety or everything like this stuff that's always in your head. He kind of talks about that, you're gonna get past it, you're gonna overcome it. And for the meantime, it's just in your mind. Like it's not nothing more, it's nothing less. Um, and I think like for me personally, when I'm going through something, is like I kind of go back to that line because it kind of calms me down and kind of just be like, yeah, like it's not that big of a deal. It's just in your head. You'll overcome it. But I think this, like I said, like this album really takes you on an emotional roller coaster because it hits. I feel like every feeling in the book, whether that's if you're mad, if you're sad, if you're in love, if you're had a breakup, like I feel like it covers everything. So that's why I think this is his best project personally. So yeah, how about you?
Very well put. Well, actually, before I talk, what's your favorite song off the album? If you had to pick one, because I'm trying to think about it right now, and it's hard. Like I'm scrolling through the album right now on Spotify, and I have 6 songs added out of 15, which to me is incredible.
Let
Matt
let
already
me
knows. Like if I have maybe like 4 songs added off an album, that's automatically a great album
yeah.
for me.
That's facts. Let me ask you this first. On Spotify, does it have um the deluxe album too, or is it just the uh original?
Uh, let me look there right now. I think it just has the original. Oh no, it does have the deluxe.
Deluxe. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Well, cause I feel like the deluxe just got added like earlier this year. I want to say because it used to just be uh the last song I think was I Spy. I think.
Oh, so
Um.
that so that was I thought it was a much earlier song. Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Well, I Spy.
Yeah, I thought it
No,
was
no,
a
no.
much.
It was. I'm just. It was. It just. He added it
Oh,
to
it
the
was just an
album.
add-on. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
But back to your question, bro. Ups and downs. Zoom. Um. Ikuyo.
EQU
Fire.
yep, 2 Chains, yep.
Games. Babies with Alicia Cara. Open Doors with Avery Wilson. To the Moon.
To the moon, to the moon. Ooh, let's go to
Fire,
the
bro.
moon. I'm done. I can't.
Bro, that song fire, bro. Uh I'm going through the whole song, whole album. Playing with me with Kaylani. I miss me with Khalid.
Great song. Oh my goodness.
Rodeo, Fire, um, and It's Yours, bro. It's pretty much the whole album.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
no. Sorry, we're gonna finish your point.
No, yeah, I'm saying like those are the ones that I like. It's crazy. Yeah.
What's funny about that is every song that you just said, I think, or almost every song that you said, I have saved as well. So the 6 songs that and really it should be 7. I think Ups and Downs is a good song, but it's not a song I can listen to like on repeat.
Yeah.
It was 7 until I deleted Babies, just because I listened to Babies way too much in the beginning. It's a great
Yeah,
song.
I did too.
So the 6 that I have are Zoom, EQO, Games, To the Moon, I Miss Me, and Rodeo. Those are my 6 songs. A great 6 songs. Before I choose my favorite song, I could honestly say that this kind of album is an album that if you listen to like the songs back to back, it just makes you feel like you're driving down a California road with palm trees
Yeah,
looking out at you.
it does.
Like it is an album that just puts you in a different place mentally. It makes you feel fresher. It makes you feel like you're just in a different state of mind. And that's what I really appreciate about this album. And Matt, you touched on it earlier when you were saying that this album has a little bit of something for a lot of different rap fans.
Yeah.
You're very right. I mean, there are chill songs, there are hype songs, there are songs that are kind of in the middle that don't necessarily fit any of those, pigeonhole kind of, vibey kind of feelings. So,
Yeah.
um, I think this album really kind of encapsulates that. It's very versatile, and that's what I really appreciate about it. And I think Kyle really developed his artistry in this album. And I would agree. This is probably his best project to me still. I think his newer project, See You When I'm Famous, it was okay, it wasn't great. Um, and yeah, it was just a great project. If
Yeah.
we were including the deluxe version, I love Hey Julie. I have a soft spot for that song with Lil Yachty. I think if someone came up to you and asked, Matt, what's happy rap, you would probably play that song first.
Yeah.
Like that is the song that I think perfectly captures what happy rap as a kind of like a subgenre of rap is. Um,
I feel like I Spy started that, to be honest.
and I Spy,
I
definitely.
Spy started. I felt like Hey Julie was like a part 2
Yeah, kind of an
sequel
extension
to,
almost.
yeah.
Yeah. I just Games is a song you can listen to when you just want to get hyped up. Like if you're about to go into a game, if you're just, it's a song you can work out to. I know I've done it.
Yeah.
That's a great song. 2 Chains and Sophia Black on EQO. Great vibey song. Um, To the Moon. I Miss Me. I Miss Me has that retro kind of feel. It kind of makes you feel
Yeah,
like you're on
it
a game show
does.
almost.
Yeah. It has
It's great song.
like the chime, like the xylophone,
Yeah,
like yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. And then Rodeo, it just makes you want to shop on Rodeo. Just spend $100,000
You feel me?
on
Something's like
Rodeo Drive.
something's like
And To the Moon just makes you want to go to the moon. Simple as that.
you feel me?
Um,
I will say, I know you touched on the songs from the deluxe. The ones, bro,
I'm going back to that right now.
I know for a fact Super Duper Kyle was a single that came out in 2018.
Oh, it made in TYO, yeah.
That's oh my
I don't think
that
I've listened
song.
to that song in a while. Actually, I'm looking at the deluxe album right now on my phone.
It's that song is fire. And Moment with Wiz Khalifa. Um, if you guys haven't heard, if you guys haven't, I mean not heard, if you haven't seen the movie, um, what's the movie that he's starring in? I'm blanking. Uh, anyways, I'll find it later. But
Oh, we watched that movie together.
we did.
Yeah, it was the movie on Netflix. It was when he was trying to get famous, and his dad
Yeah, yeah. We watched it together.
wants him to go to the military. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
We've seen it before.
this song was for that movie. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, Wiz Khalifa is in the movie. So some of the stuff that he says within the song is kind of a reference to the movie. But I think it's always cool to see rappers kind of travel in a new lane in acting, because we're so used to just hearing them rap or hear songs or sing or whatever they do. So to see kind of explore around to other avenues and act, I think is dope. It shows that they're versatile. Um, I know for a fact that movie had a lot of cameos, lot of cameos. So if you're a fan of rap, I would definitely check it out. It should still be on Netflix.
I'm not sure why it wouldn't be still. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I think it's a Netflix original actually. And I remember when it came out, people was kind of judging and saying, "Oh, it was mediocre. It was terrible." My thing is like knowing like who the star of the show is like he's not an actor first. So it's like to critique that hard on somebody that's not an actor. This is his first movie. It's like, how can you? What was your expectation? You thought this was going to be a Christopher Nolan production, and you gonna have grade A actors?
Shots right now.
You said what?
I said Matt's firing shots right now.
Hey, I'm just saying, like ease up on dude. You know what I'm saying? Ease up on dude.
It was a good movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but
Yeah, it's been a minute. I was like the after party. That's what it was called. The after party.
That sounds familiar.
Netflix, if you're watching this, will probably present and sponsor Netflix in our show.
We will.
But check out the after party if you're a fan of rap. And again, this is not at the party isn't like a documentary on how he became to be a rapper. This is completely fictional. Yeah. Now, it probably has some things that he kind of threw in there that he kind of related to in his life, but the whole storyline is fictional. So
yeah, but yeah. So shout out Kyle. He's definitely still kind of feel like one of those guys that kind of flies underneath the radar, but is definitely very talented at what he does. He's built a very good career for himself so far, and I feel like he's only going to get better. So shout out Kyle and all the music that he's had so far. We're big fans. So shout out Kyle.
See you when I'm famous.
Well, God, that concludes our third episode of Area 11. Let us know what you guys think. We're always happy to produce this content for you guys during these tough, challenging times. So
yes.
Make sure to subscribe or do anything like that, and leave a comment. And if you listen to the audio version, keep listening, telling your friends, tell your family about us,
please.
Because you know what we do? We echo the culture.
Yes, echo.
All right. Have a wonderful night or day or wherever you are, and we will come out with a fourth episode soon.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
All right. Peace out, guys.